On the cold, moonless night of April 14, 1912, the RMS Titanic, the grandest ship of her time, sailed steadily across the icy waters of the North Atlantic. Hailed as unsinkable, she was a marvel of engineering, 882 feet long with luxurious interiors, a squash court, swimming pool, and enough lifeboats. Well, not quite. At 11:40 p.m., disaster struck. A lookout in the crow's nest rang the bell. "Iceberg right ahead!" First Officer Murdoch immediately gave the order. "Harder starboard and full reverse." The ship turned, but not fast enough. The Iceberg scraped along the starboard side, tearing into the hull beneath the waterline. To passengers above, the collision felt like a soft bump, but below, steel buckled. 5 of the Titanic's watertight compartments began to flood. The ship was designed to stay afloat with up to 4 compartments breached, but with 5, it was doomed. Within minutes, water poured in faster than pumps could handle. The bow began to dip. Crew members scrambled to wake sleeping passengers, many of whom thought it was just a drill. Some laughed, some stayed in bed. The reality was far worse. Captain Edward Smith, faced with an unthinkable decision, ordered the lifeboats uncovered. But here lay another fatal flaw. Titanic only had 20 lifeboats, enough for about 1,200 people. There were over 2,200 on board. Panic and confusion spread as lifeboats were launched, many only half full. Women and children first was the rule, but it was not always followed. Class divisions also played a role. First-class passengers had quicker access to the deck, while many third-class passengers were locked below, lost in the maze of corridors. As the ship's bow sank deeper, the stern lifted into the air. At 2:18 a.m., with a thunderous roar, Titanic split in two. The front plunged to the ocean floor. The rear section hovered briefly, then rose vertically and sank at 2:20 a.m., disappearing into the freezing abyss. Over 1,500 people died. Some drowned, others froze in the -2 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Fahrenheit water. The few lifeboats that remained hesitated to return, fearing they'd be swamped. By the time the rescue ship Carpathia arrived at dawn, only 705 survivors remained. The sinking of Titanic wasn't just a maritime disaster. It exposed the arrogance of man, the failure of preparation, and the fragility of life. It led to international changes in maritime law, requiring ships to carry enough lifeboats for everyone and creating the International Ice Patrol. Even today, over a century later, Titanic's story continues to fascinate and haunt. It's not just about how she sank, but why and how the tragedy could have been prevented. A symbol of pride, shattered by nature and human error, forever resting in the dark silence of the deep.